In the game. It's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the New York Jets. And it comes your way next.
Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Greg Zuerlein out for the opening kick. And away we go from East Rutherford. Returns looking good so far. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young at Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall.
And his game will begin with an incomplete pass. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now it's second down.
Here we go.
Motioning the tight end now. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Ready.
On 3rd down, it's Young. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. So now it's the Jets getting out on offense for their opening drive. And bringing them out an electrifying runner and a former first-round pick back in 2021, Justin Fields.
There's still lots of people around the NFL that believe that Justin Fields' best football's in front of them. Major believers of him as an upper-tier quarterback. And the reason why, Kate, is he's got physical traits that are just unique and different. He can run it like a running back, and he can spin a football as well. In fact, that running ability is some of the best in the game. But just continuing to build and refine his game as a passer between the tackles, that will be the key to the longevity of his career. Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Here we go. That's
Out of the shotgun, Fields. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Here we go, son.
Fields on 3rd. Finding Reynolds. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
Here we go. Tonight. Go.
Here's Brees Hall on the ground for the first time. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Tonight.
They give on 2nd to Hall, and he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
And the Panthers into the nickel set. 3rd down coming.
Here we go. We're good. Tonight.
Shotgun snap to Fields. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. And now they're left with 4th and short.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
And the fair catch secured here at the 16. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be Panthers football. Now for the 2nd time, we take a look at this Panther offense. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Come on, set. Ready?
On 2nd down, it's Hubbard. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Ready, set.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Down. Watch out now. 50 Fury. Ready?
Hubbard again. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. On target to his back, Rico Dowdle. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
Okay, I'm going to call that, even though it looks like nothing on the stat sheet, a win-win for both sides. Defense, well, they rally. They get right to that throw in the flat for a no gain. The offense, well, they just remind that defense, you not only got to cover us vertically, but we're going to stretch you horizontally as well.
It's caught. That's Thielen. And this one doesn't go far.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. No return on that punt. And it'll be Jets football. The 2nd drive coming up now for the Jets offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, son. Good.
They start the drive with Hall.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches.
Here we go, Sit high.
Fields out of the gun. Completed to Reynolds. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Sit high.
Now it's Fields. Flush out now to his left. He's keeping it. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Jack Thompson finishing that play off.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Don't jump. Ready?
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
They've run this 12-yard hot route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Handoff running left. Here's Hall. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Here we go. All right.
Looking to throw Fields. Pass is caught at the 9. He does it. Touchdown, New York. The Jets go up 6-0 here in the 1st. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Greg Zuerlein for the point after try. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Panthers set to take the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
1st and 10, it's Hubbard. Who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Tackle made there by Derek Nottie. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Ready. Ready, go. Set.
Play action now, Young. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He's on the move. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Sam Martin on again now to punt it away. The speedy and dangerous Kene Wangu on the return. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. Third time they've called on him as he gets this away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. It's scored as a 51-yard punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense.
Here we go, Scott. Good night.
Off play action, it's Fields. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now they face second down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Flushed out of the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. More from MetLife coming right up. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They start out with a 3rd and 6. That's caught for the first. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Here we go, son. Right.
First down throw for Fields. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, he's got it back again. And that play backfired. He's brought down way behind the line.
We all saw the brief moment of full-on panic between the ball coming out and him getting back on it. The impressive part is he kept his composure while it was still loose. One mistake didn't become two, and he cleaned it up before any defenders could.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long.
Here we go. Go.
From the gun, it's Hall. And this play isn't a whole lot better. He gets back to the line, but no further.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
The Panthers going with the dime. Third down.
Here we go. Right.
Fields to throw it. Able to hit Hall, complete. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. He fields this at the 18. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it's going to be their football coming up. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Set.
Shotgun snap now to Young. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front seven telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise, you deliver, and that's exactly what they did, wasting no time in getting that sack.
Check, hut. Right, 97. Check, hut.
Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And this one does not go far. 3 yards the pickup, now it's 3rd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
3rd and long for him here. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect, and now they're stuck facing 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two on 3rd down critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he collects the fair catch just inside the 35. So no return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession. Now here comes the New York offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Ball at the 33 for 1st down.
Here we go. We're good.
Fields looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Here we go, son.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Escapes out to the left. Took off with it again. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Here we go, son. Tonight.
Fields on 1st down. Fits it through the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Getting 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Fields finds his target home. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Don't jump. Ready? Tonight.
A give left side for Hall. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Tonight.
Throwing from the gun here. He's on the move, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down.
Here we go. Up.
Another try following the sack. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down.
Here we go, Scott.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 4th and long. Greg Zuerlein gonna try to knock this through for the Jets. It's from the left hash, 33 yards. Bass's kick is good. And they come away with some points on that series.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Blackshear on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead.
Ready up.
They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Let's go. Fight, 6. Ready.
Young on the play action. That one's caught along the left sideline. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
To the air on 1st down, Young. Throw complete to Thielen. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
That's what I call a healthy return on investment. You run the toss play, looking for positive yards, looking to move the sticks, and I'm looking for that to be called again.
Down. Ready?
Here's Young on 1st and 10. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go. Ready, ready.
Receiver in motion, going left.
Hut, hut.
A 2nd down throw for Young. It's caught, that's Thielen. That's gonna pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
Good offenses, okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
All set up now for 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. 12, 10. Hut, hut.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Hubbard. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling our running backs, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Everyone's prepped, it's 2nd down now.
Ready. Ready, ready.
Out of the gun, Young. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Okay, ready.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6.
Ready, ready. 52. Set.
Young working from the gun. Drop. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. The Jets take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Now it's Matthew Wright for this field goal try. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. Prater puts it through. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here comes Kene Wangu. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Jets headed out on offense late in this first half. They're up by 7. We'll see if they choose to just rest on that going into halftime. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Do it.
Shotgun snap to Fields. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Taylor makes the catch. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Here we go. Set high.
From the 41. Rolling left, buying some time. He takes it himself. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Greg Zuerlein gonna try to knock this through for the Jets. Made his first one. This is a little over 40. Bass's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Returnable from near the end zone. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. That brings us to the break. The Jets with a halftime lead here in East Rutherford. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. We got an excellent first half from the dynamic quarterback, Justin Fields. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Xavier Gibson now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here's the Jets offense getting ready to start our third quarter. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Good night.
Fields out of the gun. Into the hands of Garrett Wilson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
Here we go.
They start the half with a give to Hall. Crosses midfield, still going. And he's finally stopped across midfield at the 47. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. So second down coming up.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Finding Reynolds. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Third down give to Hall. And they're going to bring him down at the 39-yard line. Just 1 yard there. Now a tough call to make on 4th and short inside of field goal range.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2.
Don't jump. Ready?
They do snap it. Here's Fields. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure of the drive's right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
This is brought in along the sideline. High degree of difficulty for a short gain.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Here we go. Tonight.
They'll go right side with Hall. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
Here we go, slide.
Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. He has the New York touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Zerline on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jets take a 3-possession lead. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Panther offense headed out to the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Ready. Let's go.
Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Young on 1st and 10. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one, and it'll give the Panthers a first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
Let's go now. Set.
Shotgun snap now to Young. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Thielen's got it. Complete. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down, ball at the 36.
Set. Hut. 43 rail. Striker. 3-3. Set. Go.
Sticking to the air, it's Young. Fits it through the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 13. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even two defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Okay, ready?
They have themselves another 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They kick the running back in motion. On the move, headed right. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Let's go. Trouble, 38.
Here's a give to Hubbard. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
Set. Ready?
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. The throw is caught. He has the Carolina touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Matthew Wright for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Panthers cut the lead down to 10.
Panthers 10. Matthew White set to kick off.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Gibson now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jets are headed back out there now, led by Justin Fields. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this, couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Oh, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Sit high.
They'll start this one out with Hall. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield.
All right.
Going to the ground again on first. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Here we go. All right.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next 3rd down coming.
1st and 10 from the 41.
Here we go. Sit high.
They go right back to Hall. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Good. Do it.
Changing things up, they're gonna throw now. Completed to Reynolds. And they're gonna haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On 1st down, here comes Hall. And he's brought down for a loss. Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Here we go. Sit high. Sit high.
First carry here for Braylon Allen. And he'll get this down to the 23-yard line before they stop him. It's an 8-yard gain, and things looking a whole lot better now. 3rd and 3 upcoming.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Here we go. Sit high.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. Complete beyond the marker. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10.
Don't jump. Ready? Sit high.
From the red zone now. And he scores. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets make it a 16-point ball game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Zerline on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets take a 3-possession lead. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Carolina about set to go once again offensively. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. And we'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. They've got first down from the 31.
Come on, set.
Running back sent in motion.
Ready?
To the air on first down. Young finds Sanders.
Hustle, hustle.
And he's brought down after a short gain.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 34-yard line.
Back. Hut, hut.
Here's 2nd and 7. That pass complete to McMillan. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Down.
Sending a receiver left.
Hut, hut.
Here's Young on 1st and 10. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Ready, break.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
Ready, ready.
Young working from the gun. Buys time, rolling right. Now he takes it. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Here we go. 52 blaster. Set.
Young on the play action. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Ready, ready.
So they'll be set up with a 1st and goal when we come back. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Here we go, set. Hut.
Out of the gun, Young. Cut near the goal line. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Set, ready. Set.
Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Oh, no touchdown, it's intercepted! Picked off by Andre Sisco.
Red zone defense, it is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away, that is a gold star effort by the defense.
New York taking over once again, the offense heading out. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Good night.
They start the drive with Hall. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Hall gets it again on second down. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level.
Here we go.
It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Third and 6 for them to figure out now.
Here we go, son. All right.
Fields out of the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Here we go.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
All right.
Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
All right.
Here's Hall once more. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
All right.
From the gun, it's Hall. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. He made it 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Go.
Hall running between the tackles. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
Here we go, son.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10.
All right.
Hall takes it straight ahead. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. But you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Here we go.
So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Jets can rest easy with a 3-score lead. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Don't jump. Ready? All right.
This is Hall. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, New York. The Jets keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Breece Hall with the touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
That one right